Day one. I had an inspiration a few days ago to start a video diary. I'm not sure where it's going to bring me. I'm not sure what exactly it means. I'm just following an inner nudge. I am going to call this making the invisible visible. And I'm going to just allow this to take me wherever it needs to take me. And I have no idea for whom this might be interesting. And I trust that whoever needs to hear this will find this. What I want to talk about is what it means to be a woman, a wife, a mother in this 21st century. And today, day one, when I was trying to connect to what I was going to say today, I want to talk about the invisible age. It seems appropriate because I'm 55. I'm now about 2 years into my menopause. And several weeks ago, months ago, one of my readers has alerted me to the fact that she feels invisible. And there was an article or something that I found and read about the fact that this age, we're invisible, that we can walk by the street and people don't notice us. And I also understand that in patriarchal society, once we're no longer able to bear children, we're pretty much no longer, needed or important or of any value, and are, used and discarded. And yet, when I say these words, I'm not connecting to them. I myself don't feel invisible. I used to feel invisible. I used to feel misunderstood. I used to feel unseen, lonely. And I don't feel that anymore. And the reason why I don't feel that anymore is because I started allowing myself to be visible. I see me. I allow myself to express myself. I allow myself to show up to this life, to make myself visible exactly as I am, with my crooked teeth and my wrinkles and my graying hair and my imperfect accent and whatever else we've been told is not good enough. Because I, like you, was told all of my life I wasn't enough. Now that I'm connecting to my inner child, and it's been years that I've been processing, how did I get here? How did I make, and why did I make the choices I've made? And what is that continuously nagging feeling of wanting to hide? And it all comes from childhood. And it all comes from the signals that we've internalized, the critical voices, the judgmental voices, the societal message, the religious message, the parental message of how things should be or should have been, and how we're always falling short of that standard, whatever the hell that is. So what I'm interested in is actually to start talking about things that we really don't talk about. I was raised in a family with secrets. We had to keep all kinds of secrets vis-a-vis outside world in order to survive, in order to avoid harm. And then as a person in my family, as a young person in my family, as a child, I also had to keep all sorts of secrets about who I am, about who I was, so that I avoid the judgment and the criticism and the punishment of my parents. So what you see here now is what you get. I won't be using filters. I won't be using any kind of marketing tools for these series. I won't be showing you my interior design of the place where I live. I'll be showing you the interior world of me as a person, as a woman who lives today in this 2022, a year of some kind of a portal, it feels like, a bridge between the past and the future. And one of the things that I want to talk about in this visual diary is that I see women my age, I see women my mother's age, so battling to stay afloat, so battling to remain visible, so battling the natural process of aging, that we've forgotten that there is actually place for us in this society. It's just that we're not supposed to be competing with our young daughters. We're supposed to be settling into the next stage of our lives, which is elder. There is a word crone, but I somehow don't really connect to it. I'm more interested in wisdom keeper, wise women. This is who we are. And the source of my huge frustration is that my mother somehow didn't connect to that wisdom that's available to us. I've been hugely frustrated that she wasn't the one who was able to guide me to some information beyond what's conditioned into us. And I'm determined to be that person for my daughters. We're used to seeing ourselves via other people. We're used to trying to understand who we are through the mirror of other people. And it's a natural process, it's a normal process. That's why we have relationships. Relationships mirror to us aspects of who we are. And yet, I also know that what other people mirror to us often has a lot to do with where they are. The words they tell us about who we are has a lot to do with where they are in their journey. And it's not really their role to tell us whether we are worthy or not. Our sense of worth, our sense of deserving, our sense of deserving to be here, belonging here in this life, will not come from outside. It comes from our own connection to who we are and our own understanding of what is the instrument we've come here to play in the cosmic orchestra. And one of the ways I've been honoring this is, like this video, I'm responding to an inner calling, an inner voice. I have no idea where it's going to take me. A few days ago, I had this understanding that I want to do 100 days of visual video diaries. And immediately, the next day I woke up and I was like, no, that doesn't feel comfortable. What if there'll be days when I don't want to show up? What if there'll be days when I don't want to be visible? I've been in so much pain lately that in those days it's very hard to come to any kind of visibility, and I don't really want to be seen, and I don't really want to, show up. And yet I understand that this is the next chapter. Don't know why yet. I'm just following the call. I'm answering and honoring the inner inspiration. So I'm showing up. And maybe there will be days when I will be in tears, and maybe there will be days when I will be unwashed at home. But the message needs to come out, and I want to be here for this. So I'm going to be here. I'm determined. I'm committing to making invisible visible. Something that's beyond what our eye sees. I want to talk about feelings. I want to talk about reactions. I want to talk about conditioning. I want to talk about my understanding of where we're going. I want to talk about my understanding and the messages that I receive about what is happening to all of us now. So, we're not invisible. Our age is just a symbol in the grand scheme of things, in the grand scheme of enormously huge universe. Our age in this particular incarnation is just a blip in time. It means absolutely nothing. And yet, in this patriarchal society where we come from, it means something. And I'm 55, and I'm visible. I don't seek permission from outside. I give myself permission. I'm going to show up and I'm going to be visible, but to no one else but myself. I honor my inner voice, I honor my inner call, and I'm here. So today is day 1 out of 100, June 13, 2022. And I have no idea what's going to happen next, but I'm willing to be here for it. Thank you for listening.